Hi, my name is Brian Hill. I'm with the Complete Combatant, and I teach primary rifle and pistol classes. I'm a national trainer, and I travel across the country teaching people how to use their guns defensively, but also competitively. So I've always been passionate about coaching. That's been a big part of my life. I started in martial arts, and it gave a very awkward young man a way to interact with everybody else and a chance to really grow as a human being. And shooting has always been a part of my life. I enjoyed it. I was in law enforcement, but I've always had a unique ability to hit what I aim at. And shooting, as I've aged, has become the most important part of my life because it's a lot harder to do martial arts at my age, but I can shoot every day and enjoy it and find a real passion for helping others. The best level of performance any coach can get is a willingness to learn. And I know that sounds simple, but it's really the truth. I can help anybody if they're open to learning. And oftentimes we just want to be good at something, but there's a process to this. Primarily my classes work around draw from the holster, and then we add more skills, but we do it in a systematic way that allows them to get better over time. And that fearlessness, which means not the absence of fear, but the ability to deal with a little bit of fear that comes with learning, is one of the reward centers and allows us in the brain to really learn and cement what we're doing. Most people don't know this, but adrenaline cements learning. I imagine that the biggest separation is the ability to communicate with their self-image well. A lot of us are so hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up. We tell ourselves that we suck and we're no good. And at the highest level of performance, what we find is it's a game of confidence. The people who know who they are and what they're capable of is what we're really striving for. Now, you may not be a national champion, but can you be the best version of yourself and a little bit better than you were yesterday is what we're looking for in all the shooters. So a signature element from me is that I'm a real outlier. I came from a different industry altogether, coaching martial arts from 6 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night at 1 hour intervals in the private sector really allows you to learn what works and doesn't work. And when people are in the private industry, if they don't like what's going on, they simply leave you. So it allows a great correction. What I try to bring is professional performance level coaching to the firearms industry, which is still in its second or third generation of learning. We haven't had professional instructions for that long. We're just starting to get to the point where we're applying principles from other performance activities. And I try to bring how to reward yourself, how to speak positively, how to prepare for performance to every class. What makes it unique teaching at a Girl and a Gun National Conference is there's nothing else like it. There's nothing close. It is the largest, best organized, and it's a social group that requires competency, which is very unusual. A high level of shooting skill is emerging from a girl and a gun, and I have nothing but admiration for doing that as a large group. And when I get to teach at conference, I get to teach some of the most energetic, open, and willing shooters that I ever get to teach. And for me as an instructor, I see them in class after class, and their willingness to grow is extraordinary. And I think you guys have done a wonderful job and made something truly unique in the world of shooting. What it means to me personally and professionally, I got to tell you, it's one of the hallmarks of making it. I know that there's a strict criteria of the way that we interact with students and whether you're going to be invited back and how much impact we have. So being able to come to this year after year is, for me, a big point that I have really made it as an instructor, and then I'm doing my job well. And I get a bunch of feedback after every class that's well organized and allows me to improve my product. And it allows me to get to meet so many extra shooters. So I have to say, this is a big hallmark and a highlight of my year as an instructor. So I am the most fortunate instructor in the world. If you want to find out more about me, I have what's called an indispensable organizational wizard, which is my wife, and she's the second part of this company. She also teaches at A Girl and a Gun, and we have a fantastic website, thecompletecombatant.com, has a wonderful schedule. I do YouTube videos, usually on a weekly or monthly basis for everybody free of charge so you can improve your shooting. I write various articles for it, and I'm on the road usually 30, 35 classes a year. So I'm probably coming someplace close to you if you check our schedule. And if I'm not, you can always host me and I'll come out then.